Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Break It Down. Let's participate in the hunt for peasants. Our buddy Janris Danrock would be a fan of this game, though maybe disappointed that he doesn't have a rifle. Alright, Aditka and the Knight. The noblewoman's hair is disheveled, her bodice stained with grime, and her mask pushed clumsily on top of her head. Holding her skirt high, she is trying her hardest to fight her way through the guards blocking the door. "Just let me go, please, for throne's sake," she exclaims when the guards yet again push her aside. The woman notices you and attempts something resembling a curtsy, but stumbles and falls to her knees. "I'm done. I just can't take it anymore. You are a celestial lord, aren't you?" "Yes, I am. But you do not look much like a noble lady." "I'm Aditka, your graciousness." "I'm not a noble, not one bit. I just do the laundry and bleach the linens. I never mixed in high society in my life. Forgive a fool, your graciousness." "Well, why are you telling me this? According to the rules, you're meant to pose as a noble, then you get a reward." "But I don't want no reward, my lord. I want to get back home." The woman hangs her head and clutches the lace frills on her dress. Her breathing stutters as she is racked with silent sobs. "But why are you trying to escape?" "I want to get away before they start putting those brands on us. For the tricksters. I'm no kind of trickster, can't you see? I couldn't fool a Grox." "But why are you participating in the masquerade in the first place?" "It's not like they asked me nicely, your graciousness. They grabbed me, shoved me in this dress, and threw me in here. Nobody here was asked. I don't want to be anybody's toy. I have 3 boys and a girl. We starch our lords and ladies' undergarments. We work our fingers to the bone just to get enough scraps for the day." She shows you her calloused hands, mottled red from chemical burns. "So what should I do with you?" Gripping the frills of her fabulous dress in her coarse, white-knuckled hands, the woman looks up at you. "Please, your graciousness, by the God Emperor, just let me leave. Nobody who gets put in one of these get-ups ever comes back. If I stay, I won't see my home again. I just know it. I haven't done anything wrong." "No one ever comes back. What is that supposed to mean?" "Just that, your graciousness. It doesn't matter if you get branded or not. Once the hunt is over, you're gone. This place is like a Grox pit. There's no way back. But I want to live. I want to be useful. Please, please let me go home." "You really don't look like an imposter at all. Guards, let her go." Lacking the courage to object to your demand, the guards reluctantly step aside. As the woman turns to look back at you, you see wet trails in her guileless face. "Thank you, Celestial Lord. You sweetheart. I'll never forget your kindness." She bows low and vanishes into the darkness. So I wonder if this is where they get their faces
Rise
from.
to the top or get left in the
faces
dust.
that they steal. A frightened nobleman and a man with scissors. In the wavering torchlight, you see a glint of steel. One of the jacket-clad young men is pressing a blade against the other's ribs. A mask lies discarded at the attacker's feet. Noticing you, the trembling victim cries out, "Your Highness, save me." "Do not interfere, outsider. This man deserves to be punished, along with all of Thassera's rotten elite. They see people as just things to be worn. Let him look me in the eye and find out what it feels like to be cut to pieces." You realize that the weapon pressing against the victim's body is none other than a pair of expertly sharpened tailor's scissors. Salmar casts an indifferent glance at the pair. Local folk and their strange amusements. They're not worth our time. What is going on here? The victim sucks in a ragged breath. He's a tailor from the lower city. He's gone mad. He thinks I'm wearing the face of his brother, my valet. The attacker visibly loses his cool. "Admit it. You killed him and took his face so you could wear it instead of a costume. I haven't heard from my brother in a moon life." Examine the victim's face. The noble lord's features are stretched and distorted. The edges of his neck, forehead, and cheeks are fastened at the sides with fine gold thread. Peering into the nobleman's face, you realize that the stretched skin is his own. You see no scars or stitches. It appears this is merely his way of improving his looks and imitating people of higher standing. Intervene and free the victim. You capture the scissors and deftly plunge them into the attacker's knee. Sensing his tormentor's grip weakening, the victim slips free and hides behind you. This madman bribed the guards that they would ignore my cries. I'm sure they'll be singing a different tune when they find out the Celestial Lord had to intervene personally. Tell me about Thassera's rotten elite. They're parasites. They tear whoever they want into pieces. These scum squeeze into a person's skin like it's a suit that's 2 sizes too small, splitting the seams in the process. The vigilante stares at you without blinking, his eyes glassy. Skin suits and splitting seams. Preposterous. Your brother is awarded for his talents with the best assignment he could hope for. Maybe he just decided he wanted nothing to do with you anymore. The nobleman's voice cracks. He's on the verge of tears. Your Celestial Highness, if such were your will, I could send servants to the dressmaker this very moment and find this man's brother alive and well. This man has never undergone the local facial replacement procedure. He is wearing his own face. Do not be deceived. Look closer. The scoundrel is simply hiding his stitches. He thinks he can trick an expert tailor, but it's a wasted effort. Tell me about this valet. The nobleman eyes his attacker fearfully. It's very simple, Your Celestial Highness. His younger brother has a way with clothes. I noticed him when I was looking for new servants, and I sent the boy to apprentice under a renowned dressmaker in the upper quarters. I thought I would make him my valet, you see. But then, this fool decided that I took his brother, not because of his talent, but to use him for my rejuvenation. Why would I even need a new face? I haven't even worn out my own yet. Place the imposter's brand on the vigilante. Not a single muscle twitches on the attacker's face. Play your games all you want. My mission will not change. Thank you for intervening, Your Celestial Highness. The nobleman lays his hand on his heart and bows low to you. As soon as you step aside, the guards barrel toward the scene. The 2 men in clergy robes are bickering loudly. The older of the pair is eating with great appetite, while the younger one watches him in disgust. Your overindulgence is pure hypocrisy. A true servant of the faith would have abstained. The old priest shoots his companion a glance over the plate. A true servant of the faith must keep his strength up, so he may offer the God Emperor not just words, but deeds as well. The young man flushes when he notices your gaze. Celestial Lord, how fortunate is your arrival. Only you can solve this conundrum and decide which of us is the true clergyman of noble birth, and which is the arrogant impostor. Look at the 2 priests. You notice a marked difference between the builds of the courtly men. The older priest's body is gaunt, unlike that of the smooth-faced youth. Also, the younger priest has that melodious voice of a singer, while the old man's speech is clear and powerful. I need to ask you a few questions first, in order to identify the impostor. The old priest gives you a reserved nod. Meanwhile, the young one turns his entire body to face you, like a student being evaluated. What would you say is the role of knowledge in the Imperium? There are no barriers to learning the word of the Emperor and to conquering all that he has given unto us. Have you read the manuscripts of our scribe, Gregorius Fault? Here he has left his craft behind now, but his research shines on with the light of true worship. Knowledge depraves the soul, as is reading letters that are not meant to be read. The old priest furrows his brow at the young man's passionate words. What awaits the Emperor's servant after death? Both priests pondered the question for a while. The older is the first to speak up. Should they serve faithfully, the Emperor will preserve their soul in his halls. The young priest gives you a broad and sincere smile. It is customary with Thassera to believe in sacred reincarnation. Thus the worthy may serve the Emperor for all eternity. This fool says he yearns for everlasting service. He does not hear the Undying One laughing quietly at his words. It is not this man's destiny to serve him for eternity. It is to leave meekly when he whispers, "It is time." You've encountered many variations of the God Emperor's cult in your time. but never have you heard of reincarnation after death. A religious teaching such as this seems strange and exotic, even for a nondescript, half-forgotten planet like Thassera. By what name are the warriors born from the blood of the Emperor's sons known? The heralds of the Celestial Master, gods among men. The young preacher's eyes are alight with awe. The Emperor's angels. They descend upon the land to smite down his enemies. You see respect in the old man's eyes, and fear. I'm ready to pass my verdict. The priests look at you with reserved curiosity and apprehension. Place the imposter's brand on the young priest. The smile vanishes from the young man's face. He gasps indignantly. Why, well, yes. I did skip the lectorium once or twice, it's true. But I am still a proper noble. I swear it on my honor. Swear all you want, buddy. Yeah, too much wrong. Noticing your gaze, Maeve turns to you. My celestial lord. He hesitates before continuing. They see you are the God Emperor's anointed. Have you truly seen him? Alas, no. Our God Emperor resides in Holy Terra, many light centuries from here. Behold him is a privilege denied to all but a few. Maeve lets out a forlorn sigh. I wish I could see him. I am sure his splendor is so dazzlingly bright that one glance upon his visage is enough to blind a person on the spot. Oh, pardon me. You probably wanted to ask me something, didn't you? Helmer casts a quick glance around, as if looking for someone, then nods at you confidently. How do you find living at the governor's court? I dare not complain, my celestial lord. Lesser nobles such as myself sometimes receive punishment for angering our lords, but that is good in a way. I think it makes me cleaner and brighter on the inside, and helps me to better serve the God Emperor, the holder of the key to all destinies. Maeve makes the sign of the Aquila, and turns a reverent gaze upon you. You called the Emperor the holder of the key to all destinies. Why? Forgive me if I've said something wrong, my lord. Teacher Antiochus said that the God Emperor holds the key to all destinies in his celestial hand. He himself sits at the very top of the great tower of humankind, from there gazing out over the worlds and stars of his domain. He sees all, knows all, and a bloody tear rolls down his cheek when he reads our shameful thoughts and deeds in the annals of our lives. For those who strive, do not let the seed of evil into their hearts, who are rewarded with a new destiny, a new life, higher and better than the one before. With the turn of his key, he unlocks the dungeon of their souls. I live in hope that, one day, he will come to my door. Maeve's smile is one of sad resignation. How fascinating. But what are you going to do to get a better destiny? I can hope. Pray earnestly, try to be virtuous and diligent. And if I manage to please the Celestial Lord, then maybe, just maybe, the Emperor will take notice. Why did the God Emperor lock people in a dungeon? In the time of darkness, the God Emperor walled up the tower of humankind against fiends and monsters to keep it safe from evil. But evil had already planted its seed in thousands upon thousands of human souls. He locked them in the dungeon of the tower, so they might first eradicate the evil in their thoughts. All our lives, we atone for our transgression against the God Emperor, and after death, we return to his judgment. But that is our burden to bear, my lord. When I see you and realize that before me stands his anointed, one blessed by his godly hand, there is no one happier than I. What do you think of the governor? Oh, he is a wonderful person, so considerate and generous, but of course, his venerable age has taken its toll. He behaves oddly from time to time, but we all have our quirks, don't we? He behaves oddly. How so? Well, he gave me a lovely Thassera necklace just before you arrived. Strange, is it not? To bestow such a treasure on someone of the lower nobility. I also noticed that we have been conversing more of late, and it's been easier. Sometimes, I think he knows me better than I know myself. So the governor has never favored you like this before. Perhaps the appointment to escort the rogue trader also came as a surprise. Maeve blinks in astonishment. That is so, my lord Judicator. I still wonder why the God Emperor saw fit to bestow such a tremendous honor upon me. Tell me about Bluff the Fool. How did he win the governor's favor? He is the best among all the court servants. Maeve looks down, but you catch the fear in her eyes. He always knew how to make the noble lords laugh. But at first, Dane's jokes were just funny pranks and puns. Those were wonderful, almost impossible times. Something happened, and Dane changed, did he not? That is his name, yes? Anyone at court could tell you plenty of stories, the grim and the not-so-grim. But it's nothing compared to your travails, my celestial lord. You have far better things to do than listen to my tales, believe me. Since you are here, show me how the Thasserians entertain their nobles. What do you like me to do, my celestial lord? I was taught how to dance and sing. Sing me your favorite song. Maeve nods apprehensively, and closes her eyes and begins. With great care, she sings a passage from some local hymn about how the Emperor, who holds the key to all destinies, blocked the heavens against invisible monsters and enemies of humanity. Her voice, though trembling with nerves, is surprisingly pleasant to listen to. What song is that? The story of humanity's deliverance from darkness. It is sung once a moon life as a reminder of the great deed of the God Emperor, who used the key to all destinies to lock the world away from wicked things. He walled himself up in the great tower of humankind, along with all the people. He could have ascended to the stars, but he chose to stay for our sake, though we are unworthy. We must remember this deed. That was delightful. Thank you. A blush erupts on Maeve's cheeks. Thank you, Celestial Lord. For me, there is no reward greater than your praise. Dance for me. Maeve closes her eyes as if listening to music only she can hear, that begins to sway. Her dance is made up of simple movements, but the grace and ease with which she performs them add to their charm. She comes to a stop before you in a final curtsy, her cheeks are flushed. Hope this humble dance is worthy of your eyes, Celestial Lord. Teach me to dance. Let's give it a try. Maeve smiles cheerfully. The movements are simple. Watch. You put this foot here, and you stretch your arms out like this. That is excellent, my lord. Can you muck off? No, I'm not going to do that. Enough. I thank you, Maeve. It is an honor to entertain the Celestial Lord. Let's continue our walk. As you wish, Celestial Lord. I actually clicked on Maeve. I meant to click on these guys. Two nobles have gathered around an older man in a fine jacket. His eyes dart back and forth between them. I come from an honored dynasty. You can't... He keeps trying to approach someone, but they all recoil from him as if he were a leper. The mob's instigator, a lady in a golden mask, exclaims furiously, "Oh, listen to the songs of this poor wretch. He thinks that the bath they gave him makes him look like a nobleman." Upon noticing you, the crowd parts. In a peevish voice, the woman drawls, "We ask that our Celestial Lord brand this peasant." Among the hushed crowd, you single out a young woman in a half-mask and a gorgeous dress who's watching intently from the side. Explain to me what exactly is going on here. The lady in the golden mask curtsies gracefully. Your Celestial Highness, we've exposed one of the imposters. There he is, the one in the jacket, so clinging to his facade. You ought to brand him quickly. The woman has been keeping her distance, now steps closer and whispers to you. My Celestial Lord, I'm begging you to listen to me. This man is a member of a noble family. He is being slandered. Look closely at the man. The young man is terrified. His hands are clutching an expensive cane bearing an intricate family coat of arms. Address the young woman. Why are you standing up for him? Terrified, she drops her gaze and purses her lips. I just pity him, my lord. Address the man. What can you say in your defense? My Celestial Lord knows how ruthless court intrigues can be. My family only recently attained its lofty status, and many here are opposed. He stutters. his teeth chattering in fear. Turn to the crowd. The vulturous gazes shift to you in anticipation of your verdict. Do you truly believe this man to be a commoner in disguise? The loudest among the onlookers exchange glances. The woman's golden mask bobs as she offers a deep curtsy. Most certainly, your celestial highness. His plebeian nature is apparent to every self-respecting aristocrat. She believes her own words, just as the rest of them believe theirs. This man is a noble. Why are you so intent on painting him as otherwise? The lady in the golden mask clears her throat. There's not a word of a lie in what we have said. This travesty of a nobleman was granted his privileges less than 100 years ago. A family of upstarts who have elevated themselves through peddlery. For a true-born noble, he is no different from a masquerading peasant. A tired sigh escapes Abelard's chest. Thassera has more in common with Dargonus than I first thought. Yeah, it's the same story as Abelard. I'm ready to brand the imposter. The nobles around you hold their breath as they try to read the direction of your gaze. Place the data brand on the woman in the golden mask, because I don't like her. The nobles gasp, while the woman stamps her foot and starts flailing her arms. So I do think the woman that was standing in the background that defended the old man is actually the imposter, but again, I don't like this woman, so let's embarrass her. So I think you only get a reward if you find one or if you find all four. I think we found at least one, so I'm fine with this. And we let the one woman go, so we can't get the best reward anyway. How dare you? I'm a descendant of a noble line. I'll complain to the governor about this. Here are a few laughs. The people gathered here seem to appreciate the sheer absurdity of anyone trying to threaten you with such a complaint. I think we're done. Alright, I'm actually going to call it here. The next time we'll report to the governor with our success, our findings. As assuming that this conversation will take us into the next stage. And that'll be too long. So, anyway, I'm going to call it here for now. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.